Good evening, as we are here live at the Trojan Dome here for our first edition of Wissahickon boys basketball season covered by WTV, as we're here tonight to watch the Wissahickon Trojans varsity team face the Upper Dublin Cardinals. I'm David Ash, joined here alongside Michael Ash. What do you think the boys team's going to need to do here to get the W for tonight?
Well, David, Wissahickon started off kind of slow start to the season, but they've been on a 3-game win streak. To be able to win this game, this really big game, a rivalry game against Upper Dublin, they need to just stay hype and stay red hot and keep things on a roll.
Yeah, big game tonight as always. It is a rivalry game this week. Upper Dublin and Wissahickon being huge rivals. Now let's head down to the court for tip-off. Yep.
Look at the camera, just start talking and continue talking.
All right.
Okay.
And it's okay because I've done this before, like, because sometimes we have trouble hearing each other if we just go like that, like.
No, we have Barrett right there, number 2, shooting guard. Damn.
Number 42, Zach Reiner. Junior, number 11, Zach Gilman. Junior, number 23, Alex Teppin. And junior, number 31, Shane Ford.
True.
Mike Shire, Sean Kramer. The referees for tonight's game, Mike Bacon, Jerry Bolkins, and Dan Reski.
Must be really cool to start knowing that you're one of the 5 best basketball players.
And here we go. We are ready for tip-off for the start of tonight's game. Wissahickon Trojans versus Upper Dublin Cardinals. Wissahickon comes in with a record of 5-6, Upper Dublin 2-7. As Upper Dublin will win the tip-off. Starting with the ball, bringing it up for Upper Dublin is number 3, Abel. Setting up a play, passes out to Stover at the top of the key. Back to Abel in the corner as it's tipped and caught. Slow start for Upper Dublin as good defense so far for Wissahickon. Stover will be open under the basket and gets the first 2 points of the game.
That was a nice assist right there by Abel, passing to Stover for the easy layup in the paint.
Gilman brings the ball up for Wiss. To Ford. A lot of ball movement so far for Wiss. Rappaport drives, passes out. Reiner drives forward with the 3, and it is off. Bounces off Tappan, and that will be Wissahickon ball. Excuse me, the Upper Dublin ball.
Tappan tried to save it at the end there, jumping out of bounds to throw the ball in, but he was out, and now it's Upper Dublin ball.
Half-court press for Wissahickon as 21 drives, passes out, and another easy 3 points, or 2 points. This time it is Durr, the senior, who is 6'5", the taller of the 2 twin towers for Upper Dublin, featuring him and Ryan Stover. Ford sets the pick, Pick back up, finds Rappaport out to Reiner, and he misses the layup. Ball bouncing around and picked up by Abel. Slow down. Looks like Upper Dublin's trying to set up a play here. Score 4-0, just starting we're 2 minutes into the game. Barrett with the ball, and he is fouled by Rappaport, check that, it will be a traveling violation on Barrett, so no basket on the play.
Barrett tried to do a spin move to the basket to make a layup, but they called him on the traveling.
Rappaport and Gelman, the two guards, bringing the ball up for today's game for Wissahickon. Nice drive, but by Gelman, but the ball is not good. And it'll be a jump ball, and possession arrow will go to Upper Dublin.
Nice passing by Wissahickon for the open layup. It was just a miss, and Upper Dublin was able to come up with the rebound.
Moving the ball around to set up a play. Screen by Dare. And Reiner will come up with the rebound, bring the ball up, out to Gelman, fakes the three, gives it a forward in the paint, back out to Gelman, who will take the three, and it is off once again. Wissahickon 0 for 3 to start the night so far. Not a great start by the offense.
No, it is not, David. As we're losing 4-0 right now to Upper Dublin, who has the ball.
Stop the dribble right there by 21 Gallagher, the senior at 6'2". Upper Dublin with the slow tempo offense so far is a nice spin move, and the layup will be off by Barrett. Once again rebounded by Reiner. Tappan with the ball, has not getting the ball a ton so far this game. Very good spreading the ball so far by Wissahickon, but just haven't been able to capitalize on the opportunities. Ford with another three, and he will make it. Check that, that's Tappan, number 23, the junior, who will get Wissahickon's first points of the game. Gives it to Stover down low, and will go for the layup and makes it. That is a specialty right there, Michael.
Yeah,
6'4", very big player, and that's what he's going to be doing all night.
Yeah, posting up down low in the paint. Easy layup right there for him.
Swing the ball around as they're all on the perimeter. Reiner gets it at the top of the key. Little fadeaway, and it is off on the bank shot.
Zach Reiner tried to post up at the key, and he turns around to take the jump shot off the backboard, and it is missed.
Swing the ball around once again on the three-point line, as Upper Dublin has done on most plays. There's a three-point shot taken, and it is off, but rebounded by Stover, who misses the putback, and once again rebounded by Reiner. Gelman bringing the ball up, trying to drive, back out to Rappaport, who drives again, the little floater, and it is off. Rebounded by Dare. Abel bring the ball up and will now slow it down. Out to Dare again, who will miss it. And that's number 21 Gallagher there trying to get a putback, but will be called with the over-the-back foul.
Yeah, Gallagher jumped on the back of Zach Reiner right there. Zach Reiner was able to come up with the rebound, and Gallagher was flipped out of bounds, landing on his back.
First substitution of the game as number 5 Goff, the senior for Upper Dublin, checks in. Reiner with the ball. Drives and airballs the layup. It's rebounded by Goff once again, but the foul will be called on Reiner trying to get the rebound.
Reiner frustrated after the play for airballing the layup and drawing the foul. Not drawing the foul, but causing the foul, making the foul.
Now we see a full court press here for the Wissahickon defense, slowing down the Upper Dublin offense even more, slowing up the tempo, that is. Stover, the power forward, bring the ball up with a nice spin move and drive on the layup. Look at the big guy bringing the ball up and putting the moves on Wissahickon.
There was a pick by Durset on the play, which allowed the layup.
Gunn with the ball at the top of the key, looking to Coach Wilson for the plays. Ford now at the top. Rappaport tried to cut, but could not. But now Rappaport for the three, and that is off. Rebounded by Dare.
Nice ball movement by Wissahickon so far in the first quarter, David.
However, not so great shooting as they've only made one field goal so far as Stover goes again and will get the layup again. Stover with a monster game so far with 6 points, doubling Wissahickon as Wilson will have to call a timeout to regroup.
Look for Stover to be doing that all game. He's one of their big men. He's just going to be down low, putting up layups, posting up. He's also the quarterback on the football team.
Yes, Michael, he's a very good basketball player, but more well known for his football abilities as the score is Upper Dublin 10, Wissahickon 3. Yeah, you may know him from our previous broadcast. He's been the starting quarterback for Upper Dublin, who's had his most successful year in school history last year, and he was the main reason why, taking the team to districts and getting Upper Dublin's first ever win in school history in districts. They finished 4th place in all of state, a tremendous accomplishment. He's already announced that he's committed to Towson University to be their quarterback for the future. Congratulations to him. And now basketball mode on his mind as the game has started once again. Foul will be called on Goff. That is his first of the game and the team's second. Gelman will be bringing the ball in as Abel will be on him on the side. Right back out to Gelman. Tries to drive on the left side, stops, gives it to Rappaport. Swing out to Ford. Beautiful passing, and it will work as Ford hits his second three-pointer of the game, which is the only 2 shots so far made by Wissahickon.
Nice passing by Wissahickon. Mats Rappaport was under the net, passed it out for the wide-open 3.
Goff open in the corner, will drive, passes to Dare. Tries a putback, fadeaway shot, and that will go in for another one of his baskets as we are now down to the final minute of the quarter. Ford has the ball again. And Gelman will slow the clock, will slow it down. Remember, there is no shot clock in high school basketball, so they can hold the ball for the remaining 40 seconds if they really felt like it. But Ford will take the 3 and miss it. Gets his own rebound, and a foul will be called on Goff trying to strip the ball from Ford.
Gelman has had a pretty good first quarter so far, David. He's made all of Wissahickon's points, 2 3-pointers by him. And he was able to come up. He missed a 3-pointer just there, and he was able to come up with his own rebound and draw the foul.
Goff will come off the bench after, he'll go back on the bench after coming off the bench very quickly. And checking in now will be, with his first appearance in the game, is a senior center, Heinrich. Another one of the towering people for Upper Dublin as another three-pointer is made to cut this down to a 3-point game. Wissahickon continuing its press. Gets it to Heinrich. He'll take his first shot. Rebound by Stover, and he will be fouled with 10.5 remaining on the clock.
The layup was airballed in the putback, unsuccessful by Stover, but he was fouled on the play, so he'll be shooting 2.
This will be the first foul shots of the game by either team. The Stover will miss his first. Now first substitutions of the game for Wissahickon. As checking in will be number 35, Michael Howard, the senior. Is missed again, recovered by Gelman as Stover goes over to the line. As Ford will look to take the shot to end it, and he will be fouled with the and 1 with 1 second remaining. Terrific shot right there by the junior Shane Ford.
That was a great drive right there by Ford. Drove to the basket,
put up the layup and made the layup and got fouled on the play. Now he's shooting his and one.
And he will convert that extra one as Heinrich will, that is Barrett chucking up the half-court shot. As after a great start to the game by Upper Dublin, Wissahickon has come back, led so far by Shane Ford, as at the end of the first quarter it is tied up at 12 each. Michael, what are your thoughts on that first quarter?
Well, Wissahickon got off to a pretty slow start. They didn't score any points within the first couple minutes, but then 2 threes were made by Ford. A couple other points were made by the team, and now we were able to come back and tie it at 12-12.
As the cheerleaders will be performing here. Hopefully there will be a good second quarter coming for Wissahickon to continue this momentum. And so far, Michael, Shane Ford has been the key for this team, for this Wissahickon team. Not really one of the main people we were considering at the beginning of this game, but the junior has done a terrific job so far and has brought this team back into the game.
That's right, David. He's made a couple of three-pointers, a couple of rebounds he's gotten. He made that play right there. He drove to the basket, made the layup, and got the and one. As Wissahickon will start the second quarter off with the ball.
Gelman restore the ball. Same 5 out for Wissahickon, and it will be the same 5 for Upper Dublin as well. Howard takes the ball, passes out to Rappaport. That's Max Rappaport, that is. His older brother, Blake Rappaport Sr., is on varsity, but will be coming off the bench as Gelman takes the 3, and it is off, rebounded by Dare. Passing so far as Gallagher will take the 3, and it is off. A tip back up by Stover to be rebounded by Barrett. As they'll start things up again, Upper Dublin.
Upper Dublin slowing things down.
He will swing it out to the player in the corner as a terrific and one there made by Barrett. As and one was just made by Shane Ford. Another one just converted here by Barrett.
Barrett had a nice drive to the basket, lay the ball up and draw the foul.
Will not end up converting on it actually as he misses the free throw. 0 for 3 Upper Dublin so far in free throws, something they are going to need to capitalize on to have more success in this game. Howard with the screen on Gelman. Tappin with the 3, and it is off, but recovered by Gelman once again. Passes a terrific pass to Howard down low, but he could not hold on to it. But out to Ford, and misses that basket as well. Howard hustling right there to try to get the offensive rebound again, but it will be a reach and foul called on him.
Gelman was able to come up with the offensive rebound there. Almost got the assist on the play, and then Ford almost had another three-pointer, but the shot was missed. Now it's Upper Dublin's ball.
Three-pointer. And that will be off by Barrett on his attempt.
Quick possession by Upper Dublin there.
Swinging the ball around for Wissahickon. 6:12 remaining in the second quarter. Upper Dublin is up by a score of 14-12. It's been a very close game played so far as Howard will tip the ball and steal it in the paint. Looks up to Gelman, who will slow down the fast break. Back to Howard for the 3, and it is off. Rebound once again by Dare. Abel, the starting point guard, will be bringing up the ball. Michael Wissahickon is hoping to keep some momentum going as they're on a 3-game winning streak after a not-so-great start, as that will be a jump ball ruled with Howard flying on the floor. As now, substitution for Upper Dublin as number 33, Fields the third, is entering the game, another senior. Yeah, like I was saying, Michael, 3-game winning streak for Wissahickon. now with a record of 5-6. So really trying to get things going as Gelman brings the ball up. Upper Dublin, on the other hand, not so great starts to the season with only a record of 2-7, and actually were just ended their 7-game losing streak they were on. All 7 of those losses were on the streak, as a blocking foul will be called on Max Rappaport. However, earlier this week, Upper Dublin ended the streak with a victory over Upper Marion, looking to get a not-so-great season off to a better start. But nonetheless, in games like this, Michael, records and all that stuff can be thrown out because rivalry games like this can be so intense. It doesn't matter the talent level. Anything can happen on any given play.
That's right, David. And just 2 years ago, Chris Caradorini hit a game-winning 3. Caradorini, that's right, David. My apologies. Hit a game-winning 3 against Upper Dublin at the last second, buzzer beater. Really goes to show how deep this rivalry is.
Rebound by Stover, the offensive putback. He's fouled going up with it as he will go back to the free throw line for his 2nd time tonight.
Upper Dublin has yet to make a free throw in this game so far. We'll see if they can get their first ones made right here.
And he will make his first one at the line.
Only the 3rd point scored so far in this 2nd quarter.
And he will convert the 2nd one. Gelman bringing it up once again as he'll be pressured by Abel. Just try to slow up the offense. Gelman loses the ball for a second but recovers it, gives it a tap-in. Pump fakes the 3. The dribble gives it back to Gelman. Looks like Upper Dublin trying to figure out what to do on defense right here. And a foul be called on Gelman as he looks to be mad at the play and a little upset at the players for not helping him out right there, as terrific defense by Abel was able to shut down Gelman and force him to create a turnover. Shot will be off by Stover on the layup. Rappaport driving out to Tappan, who will take the 3 and unfortunately airballs it. Stover trying with the outlet pass down the field, or down the court, excuse me, to Fields. But the wild pass will result in Wissahickon ball.
Stover threw a wild one-handed pass right there. The ball went far out of bounds. He's acting like this is football and he's the quarterback again, but this is basketball.
Yeah, good analogy, trying to create the good pass. Maybe not used to the feel of the basketball as Max Rappaport drives again. Left-handed layup is off. And Tappan, trying to go for the offensive rebound, will force the ball to tip out of bounds, and it will be Wissahickon basketball under the net. 3:36 remaining in the 2nd quarter, a little over halfway through. Wissahickon has yet to score this quarter, but a terrific defensive play once again by Abel, getting Upper Dublin bench hype as he will force another turnover by Wissahickon. Great defense so far this quarter by Abel.
That's right, David. Wissahickon hasn't been able to score a point all quarter. Great defense by Upper Dublin so far in this 2nd quarter.
As now Abel will bring the ball up. So you're saying Wissahickon hasn't scored yet this quarter. They struggled early in the 1st quarter in scoring, but were then able to get things going later in the quarter. So maybe it's a trend for Wissahickon, and hopefully they'll be able to get some more points as the half comes to an end. But Stover will once again get another layup to increase the Upper Dublin lead to 6. Tappan stops his dribble, gives it a 4 to pump fakes. Back to Tappan for another 3-point attempt, and will make a 3-pointer at last to cut this lead down to 3.
This Wissahickon's first points of the quarter.
Tappan, one of the other key starters to this Wissahickon team, the junior, as Abel, creating so many turnovers on the defensive end, now makes his own turnover as he double dribbled, and Wissahickon will get the ball around half court. Poor mistake right there by Abel.
And it appears Zach Reiner is subbing in for Wissahickon. Fun fact, I had my bar mitzvah with Zach Reiner. We had our service together. He's a great kid.
Very funny. Zach Reiner, 6'3", always been a very tall fellow. And Michael, you've now become pretty tall yourself, but back then you were, you didn't go through your growth spurt yet. It was so funny watching you two guys standing next to each other. It looked like about a 10-year age difference. And Reiner was a great basketball player there, or back then, as he'll get the putback right there to make it a one-point game, speaking of the man himself.
I think he still has a good few inches on me, David. Don't.
Definitely still does.
Yeah.
As Upper Dublin will make a basket. Wissahickon trying to quickly come back, as a pushing foul will be called on Goff. Couple penalties and fouls so far this game for Goff, coming off the bench as the sixth man. Now checking in for Upper Dublin will be number 13, the senior at 6'1", Adlam. His first appearance in the game. Wissahickon slowing down the tempo. Max Rappaport just getting the ball there, and Rappaport's the sophomore, has played so far the whole game. As we said earlier, his older brother Blake, who is in my grade, Blake Rappaport, is a senior on varsity but has not gotten any playing time so far.
Gallagher just had a nice block.
Missed three-pointer will be rebounded by Tappan. Reiner bringing the ball up, but will quickly slow it down, thinking otherwise. But now he will take the three, and it is good for Reiner again to tie the game up. It's his third, fourth, and fifth points in this quarter alone.
Zach Reiner last year was the only freshman to be on the varsity team, and you can see why so far this game. He's been playing so well.
He's a terrific player. Has been for a while, as Zach Gelman trying to drive will be fouled by Adlam, who again just came in the game. Now Shane Ford is coming back. As now looks like the fan section for Wissahickon is starting to get hyping back into the game after the three-pointer by Reiner. And a timeout will be taken by Upper Dublin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have the half-court shooting contest. To get your dollars out, come on, alumni. Half-court shooting contest wins your prize in the snack stand.
So, Michael, as halftime approaches, what have your thoughts been so far this game, or the past few minutes?
Well, Wissahickon, I think, just needs to keep up the speed, not slow down. Try and keep Upper Dublin defense on their feet, because Upper Dublin so far this quarter, and throughout the whole first half actually, has been playing unbelievable defense. So Wissahickon just needs to keep them on their feet and try and get some easy scores.
As the timeout is ending, coming back on the court are both teams. Tight game so far, as most of these rivalry games are. This is Philadelphian suburban basketball at its finest with these two games. Such a deep rivalry going back for so long. In fact, me and Michael's mother went to Upper Dublin.
Yep.
So there's even some family tension in it in our household itself. Her brother John Brodsky playing on basketball and football team about 30 years ago. As the blocking foul will be called on Wissahickon as they try to set a screen. We'll give Upper Dublin the ball with 32.7 seconds remaining in the half. They'll most likely hold on to the ball for the rest of the half to try to get the final shot.
There's so much hatred between these two schools, so much rivalry, actually, I should say. The fans have been very loud and energetic so far today, David.
Upper Dublin slowing the ball down. As I said, they will look to take the last basket. Swinging the ball around now. Stover trying to do a spin move. And will stop and give it to Dare, who will drive. And there will be a charging call called on Dare. Terrific defense right there, and terrific job right there by Wissahickon to get the call, as they will now get the ball with 9.6 seconds left.
That's right, David. That was great defense by Marlon Johnson right there to draw the foul, draw the charge.
Gelman will look to take the last basket, but being lost, Michael Howard will take the basket and is rejected by Ryan Stover. He'll quickly run off the court after poor play. But nonetheless, good end to the quarter and the half right there by Wissahickon. As at halftime, it is tied up at 20 apiece. And Michael, after this first half, we've had great action so far. Looks like we'll have the half-court shooting contest coming up later, and we will be back to you after the half. And welcome back as halftime is wrapping up. We are back up here in the top of the Trojan Dome. Once again, David Ash alongside Michael Ash. Good game so far by both teams. It is a tie game, as Wissahickon has 20 and Upper Dublin has 20 as well. Michael, what does Wissahickon have to do at the end of this game to try to pull away with the victory?
Wissahickon is just going to need to keep Upper Dublin's defense on their toes. Upper Dublin has been playing some really good defense in the first half so far. At the beginning of the first quarter and at the beginning of the second quarter, not really allowing Wissahickon to get any points, not really letting Wissahickon to pull out a lead at all. So Wissahickon just needs to keep them on their toes and keep the play up.
Great defense so far by both teams this game. Let's see who can pull out with the victory as we go down to the court as we begin the second half of action. As the second half will get underway, Wissahickon will start off with the ball. Gelman bringing the ball up.
Good ball movement by Wissahickon. The shot just missed by 31 Shane Ford right there.
Abel will bring up the ball for the Cardinals. Swinging the ball around, continuing their slow tempo is this Cardinal offense. Silver with the ball in the corner will give it to Barrett, who will make the spinning layup to re-give Upper Dublin the lead. Reiner will have the ball at the three-point line. Gives it back to Gelman at top of the key. Ford will get the ball as good off-ball movement by Wissahickon. Reiner with the three, and it is off and recovered by Dare, who will give the ball to Barrett. And a charge will be called on Barrett, as terrific defense right there. Way to set his feet and get the call in Wissahickon's favor.
Gelman was just barely able to set his feet in time to draw the charging foul, and it'll be Wissahickon's ball right after the ref has a quick talk with Gelman.
Gelman, known for a rather loud mouth, a very outgoing personality. Very nice guy, but sometimes can talk a little too much, and so referees hopefully getting it back in place.
He's also a great basketball player, David.
Barrett will take the ball up, passes back out. Good cross move by Gallagher, and he will get the dime to Garrett. Gelman will bring the ball up. And it is quickly stolen by Abel.
It's a very fast-paced third quarter so far right here.
Abel trying to give the ball to Stover. but Stover did not see the ball coming, and it will be a Cardinal turnover.
Stover, I think, thought that he was going to shoot the ball, so he went to box out to get the rebound, but it was in fact a pass, and the ball went out of bounds.
Rappaport with the three, and it is good. Quickly turning the game around, Michael, as we've been saying earlier, Upper Dublin has been getting the hot starts to begin the quarters, as they've done this quarter, but that three-pointer could have just completely turned the momentum around.
That's right, David.
Barrett drives, gives it to Stover, who will get another easy layup. Gelman bringing up the ball. And another three, this time from Reiner, and that will tie the game up once again. Back and forth by both of these teams.
Zach Reiner got the ball passed to him at the half court, and he did a nice dribble up for the three-point shot to tie up the game against Upper Dublin.
Upper Dublin trying to get a chant going to get their team back, and it's stolen again by Gelman. Fast break, 3-on-1, gives it a tap in, and he will be rejected by Stover, but Reiner with the offensive rebound and will be fouled on the putback. Terrific effort by the sophomore.
That's right, David. That was great defense by Upper Dublin right there, but it was also great offensive effort by Wissahickon to get the rebound and try and put up the shot.
Reiner with the first free throw, and it is good. Give Wissahickon its first lead in a very long time. Try to make it a 2-point lead as the second and final shot. And it rings around the basket, but will be off.
Wissahickon playing tight D as Upper Dublin tries to get the ball past half court.
Again, the slow tempo offense from Upper Dublin. Good off-ball movement by 2 and 12. And a pushing foul will be called against Wissahickon.
That was great defense right there by Wissahickon, but unfortunately the foul was called on the play.
And a terrific fadeaway layup by Stover. Once he's in the post position, this guy cannot seem to be stopped. Terrific all-around athlete. Not many like him, as good ball movement. Reiner will take the ball up and will get the and one.
That was great ball movement right there by Wissahickon. Great passing in the paint. Zach Reiner did a nice couple moves to get to the basket and put up the layup and get fouled for the and one.
Timeout will be called on Upper Dublin as they try to regroup. 3:37 remaining in the third quarter as Wissahickon has the lead 29-38. Michael, what are your thoughts so far on the first few minutes of the second half?
Well, I think both teams have come right out of the locker rooms going as hard as they can, giving it their all. Really fast pace, really tight defense, a lot of ball movement, and it's been a really entertaining game to watch. It's so close. It's only a 1-point game.
These teams regrouping, wondering what they're saying in the huddle. Coach Wilson leading the huddle for Wissahickon. He's been such a terrific coach for the Trojans for the past decade plus. Great mentor for these players, terrific man. He's a language arts teacher at the middle school for Wissahickon. He teaches 7th grade language arts and has been doing that along with coaching over the years. As Reiner will try to convert his and one, and it is off. Rebounded by Stover as Upper Dublin looks to try to help out Abel whenever Wissahickon now does their full court press. Driving on the line is Barrett, and he will make the reverse layup to give Upper Dublin the lead back. Reiner now helping out, bringing the ball up along with his post duties. Rappaport with the pass to Ford. Ford back to Gelman as they will start up again. Gelman driving, gives it to Rappaport, who will go for the off-balance layup, and it is good.
Again, great passing there by Wissahickon, really having nice ball movement in this third quarter. Max Rappaport with he shot the layup kind of weirdly, but it did go in. That's all that matters.
The three-pointer will be made right there by Barrett to give Upper Dublin the lead back. Just finding right there a little jovial mood by the fan section for Wissahickon, doing the chant for Rappaport. He's a freshman. It's actually a sophomore. Funny joke just to exaggerate how young he actually is, but still nonetheless terrific work by the sophomore as Ford misses his layup. Rebounded, bring the ball up. Here comes Gallagher, who will slow things up for the Cardinals. Calling Blue Jay as Barrett will start off with the ball at the top of the key, gives it off to Dare and back to Abel, the point guard. Barrett drives, no foul called, but rebound, and Gallagher will be fouled on the putback and will take 2 baskets to try to extend the Upper Dublin lead.
Upper Dublin slowed up the play to call a play. And some good ball movement. The layup missed, and now there's going to be 2 shots.
Make the first one to extend the lead to 3. Misses the second one, so the lead will remain at 3. Rappaport taking the 3, but it is off. Rebounded by Gallagher once again for Upper Dublin. Stover with the 3 and makes it. Maybe it's not just the post, Michael. Maybe it's any type of offense for this senior.
That's right, David. He was a couple feet out of the 3-point line, but he had the open shot, and he took it, and it did go in, giving Upper Dublin a 6-point lead now against Wissahickon.
As we like to call that, Wissahickon students from the old days, we like to call that Chase Wilson range. A man from a student from class of 2014 who was a point guard and was known for taking very deep threes. Stover misses as he tried to steal the ball. Back, great passing work, but Rappaport will miss the layup. Rebounded by Gallagher, gives it out to Barrett, who will now drive. And a charge will be called on Barrett as he drives. Terrific work by Tappan once again.
Great defense by Tappan right there. They stand underneath the basket and call the foul, or draw the charge.
Fans are starting to get heated into it. Wissahickon fans cheering on the play. Upper Dublin fans not so happy with it. Again, that's what happens in these rivalry games.
Fans are really into it today, David. That's right.
Mr. Rooney running across the floor to give the referee a mop to wipe it. If there's any clutch person in Wissahickon High School, Michael, it's got to be Mr. Rooney at the top of that list.
100% right about that, David.
So here, Rooney chants coming from the Wiss fan section. He's also known for doing the trivia questions every day 3 on the morning news for Wissahickon. Great man, great trainer for all Wissahickon sports. Gelman is trying to knock it off Abel, but it did not work. And a foul will be called on Abel. So he's trying to defend Gelman.
And a 3-pointer right there made by Alex Tappan on the pass-in to make this a 3-point game. Whistles are being blown. And Upper Dublin will go to pass the ball in. Tight defense from Wissahickon.
And it will work. The defense will work as Reiner will force Barrett out of bounds on the play, and Wissahickon will get the ball They'll slow the tempo.
Upper Dublin starts chanting an inappropriate word to Wissahickon.
And a great pass right there to Reiner as he cuts through and will make the layup, cutting the lead down once again to 1. Abel trying to bring the ball up as Upper Dublin will look to take the last shot of the game. Coach yelling at his team to make the open shot. Back out to Abel, top of the court. Abel telling all the players to move away as it looks like he wants an isolation, but Gallagher now wants the ball, will drive, give it a dare, and it is blocked as time expires. Terrific play right there by Rappaport to block the much taller 6'5" dare right there as the third quarter will come to an end. Wissahickon down by 1 point.
Alex Tappan right there, he wanted to get off a last-second shot, a full-court last-second shot at the end of the third quarter, but the buzzer rang before he could get it off, so he just slammed the ball into the ground.
As we come back up top in the Trojan Dome at the end of the third quarter, once again the score, Upper Dublin 37, Wissahickon 36 in this very tightly contested game. Michael, down the final stretch of the game, final 8 minutes in the fourth quarter. What do you think is going to happen in this huge game?
Well, what I hope is going to happen is Wissahickon's going to be able to pull away and win this game for us. But in order to do that, they're just going to need to keep their heads in the game, never give up, play as hard as they can, hustle overall, and hopefully they'll be able to come up with a big W in this one, David.
As we go down to the end of this race, let's take it down to the court for the beginning of the fourth quarter. As the fourth quarter will start, Upper Dublin will get the ball. Stover will have the ball at the top of the key, passing the ball around. Abel with the fadeaway, and it is in and out, but Dare with the rebound, and will make the putback.
Great ball movement by Upper Dublin, and a great putback there to get 2 points on the board.
Reiner rethinks taking the three with the taller Stover on him. Great pass to Ford. Misses the layup, however. The grab by Reiner gives it to Gelman, who will take the three. And it is off and will go out of bounds over the backboard. Upper Dublin will take the ball.
That was a great pass to Ford right there in the paint. It just barely missed the Upper Dublin defender's fingertips into the hands of Ford.
So Abel will take the ball, calling the play Utah.
You can see the Wissahickon and the Upper Dublin fans are taunting each other.
Dare will make the putback to increase the lead to 5. Reiner calling for someone to come down and help bring the ball up as Gelman will now get it. Reiner will get the ball as Michael. One thing to point out, it's been over 3 quarters of play, and I don't think Wissahickon has played more than 6 or 7 players.
Yeah, that's right, David. There haven't been a lot of subs. Most of the players that started the game are still in right now.
So foul will be called on Gallagher trying to come off the screen. Yeah, only 6 players have been playing so far. The 5 starters have gotten most of the playing time, and the 6-man Michael Howard, the senior, has gotten some playing time, but other than that, 0 playing time from anyone else off the bench. In fact, Michael Howard is the only senior who has gotten any playing time, as everyone in the starting lineup for Wissahickon is either a junior or a sophomore. Incredibly young team, but shows a lot of potential and talent.
Yep.
As the ball will be tipped, and Wissahickon will get the ball back under the rim, just on the other side of the basket.
Next year will hopefully even be a better year for Wissahickon than this year, as all the starters are going to have more time to gain and get better.
And Ford will have the ball at the top of the key with Dare on him. Does a spin move, a little fadeaway layup, and after a couple bounces will go in. Nice play right there by Ford on the 6'5 center to make this back to a 3-point game. Abel driving, give it to Barrett, who looks to shoot, will now drive. Behind the back pass to Stover, who wasn't expecting it, but now picks it up, goes for the layup, misses it. Gallagher with the rebound back to Abel at the 3-point line, and they will set up once again. Upper Dublin cheering their offense for the very nice hustle.
After all the craziness with the offensive rebounds and the people dying everywhere, they decide to take it out to about half court, slow it down, and call a play.
Barrett drives, rebound by Stover, and will be fouled. Check that, not Stover, that's actually Gallagher, but playing like Stover, getting the big offensive rebound as he will get 2 free throws.
The layup went in and out of the hoop there. All the Upper Dublin fans thought it was going to go in, and they all went crazy, but then the ball bounced out, and they all sighed. He will be shooting 2.
The lefty will miss his first shot.
The southpaw looks to make his first free throw.
The second shot, he will miss that as well. But Stover will pick up the offensive rebound. But now after a loose ball, Reiner will get it, and Wissahickon will now bring the ball up. Ford was wanting the ball down low, but Gelman didn't see him. As Reiner drives, he will be called for a travel on the pump fake, giving Upper Dublin the ball back. 5:13 remaining in the fourth quarter, and in the rest of the game, overtime permitting. Upper Dublin with a 3-point lead in this close rivalry game.
Yep. And
A lot of
Wissahickon High School and Upper Dublin High School are only a few miles away from each other, which makes the rivalry even worse.
If that, yeah, the two districts border each other. The school's only about both schools only about a 5-minute drive. That's why we're actually pretty friendly with, or I am at least, with a bunch of people at Upper Dublin. How you have the most in common with people at your own school usually. If there's a second school that you have most in common with, that would be Wissahickon and Upper Dublin. Very similar communities, students, teachers, schools in general, which makes this rivalry so much more greater because it's the battle of the similarities. It's who can be the better and bigger brother, and if you want to use that analogy. So Michael Howard will check in for Gelman, and now Marquise Johnson, the senior, will look to make his first appearance of the game as a timeout is called.
2 of my best friends actually go to Upper Dublin, and I always let them know who the #1 school in the state is. Make sure they know that title belongs to Wissahickon for this year.
As if you have not heard, Wissahickon was ranked earlier by multiple articles to be the #1 public high school in the state of Pennsylvania. Take a lot of pride in that. Thanks to all the teachers and administrative staff for helping accomplish that, as well as the students. It's very funny, Michael, as you remember, a month ago, the TV students took a field trip to New York as we learned more about live TV as we watched the tapings of Good Morning America and The View.
Oh, yeah.
And we had to wear long-sleeve shirts that Miss Brash and Miss Schumann gave us so we wouldn't get lost and we knew who everyone was. It said Wissahickon Television, and it was pretty funny by Mrs. Brash. On the side of the sleeve, she had it say #1 school in Pennsylvania, so not only would everyone in this area know it, but everyone in New York City and downtown Manhattan would know it as well.
Everyone that watches The View, everyone that watched 6ABC, I think we actually got on as well, they know who the #1 school in Pennsylvania is, and that is the Wissahickon High School Trojans.
As action will continue now. Barrett will get the ball, drives, goes a little pretty crazy layup right there as he went up and then down and around, but it will work to increase this Upper Dublin lead. Max Rappaport bringing the ball up. Swinging on the outside for Wissahickon. Rappaport with the ball in the post. A lot of ball movement and outlet passes to try to confuse this defense as Howard will get it, lose the ball, but Wilson will make his first attempt of the game for Wissahickon at a time where they really needed it too.
It's a 3-point game now. Upper Dublin leading with about 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
The drive by Gallagher gives it out to Stover, not expecting it. Picked up by Tappan, but loses it on the fast break back to Abel. Barrett with the three, and it is good. As that could be the momentum changer that Upper Dublin needed.
Crazy events that just happened right there, David.
Wissahickon now trying to get the ball going, things going again to try to decrease this 6-point lead. Tappan will take the three to try to answer back and will do it! So he looks back at the Wiss crowd, and now the Wiss crowd is the one doing all the cheering. 3 minutes remaining, 3-point game. Upper Dublin up by a score of 46-43. Wissahickon increasing the tempo on defense, trying to force Upper Dublin to make mistakes.
Tappan was able to make up for the turnover he had on the fast break with that three-pointer right there. It was Upper Dublin slowing things up, trying to hold on to the ball, because there's only about 2.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter, excuse me. They want to be able to hold on to this 3-point lead.
They're trying to drive again, and will try to pass it to Dare, who will not be able to see the ball. Wissahickon will get the ball back. Now the two starters will check back in as the two seniors coming off the bench did terrific work to bring it back. It's a close game. Reiner will now bring the ball up. 6'3" sophomore. Now it'll be Gelman as they will swing the ball around at the top of the key. Gelman now with no one around him, but gives a terrific pass to Shane Ford, but he was not able to hold on.
That was a terrific pass into the paint for Shane Ford, who would have had to open the layup if the ball hadn't slipped through his fingers and gone out of bounds. So now it's Upper Dublin's ball with 2 minutes to go in this fourth quarter.
And it will be a quick time on the court for Gelman and Ford as the two seniors, Howard and Wilson, check back in for the final 2 minutes, putting pressure, but a foul will be called on. Oh no, it will actually be an offensive foul on Abel, as at first it looked like Howard was going to get called for the foul, but now Wissahickon will get the ball back.
Marlon Johnson just checked in the game for about 5 seconds and then went and sat out on the bench. The number 24, the sophomore.
Ford and Gelman will come back in the game. It appears that they're using those two for offense, and Howard, Johnson, and Marlon. And a three will be made by Ford! And it is now a tie game from the offensive weapon. The other two I was saying were used for defense. Now they'll take their seat back on the bench, and it is now a tie game with 80 seconds remaining. Upper Dublin slowing the ball down, trying to get back to their style of play. All the hype you could have ever asked for in this game between Adair will miss the layup. Michael, if I told you there could be this much excitement between a 5-6 and a 2-7 team, would you have believed me earlier?
No, I would have not, David, but just goes to show you how deep this rivalry is and how much love each school has for their own schools.
Wissahickon sports have been off this year with football team and some other teams not being that successful in the fall, but this basketball team shows potential, and the fans have come out to their first main game of the season and have showed their support. It'll be tipped, and a timeout will be called by Upper Dublin to try to avoid a turnover. 32.7 seconds remaining. Upper Dublin will get the ball. Tie game, Michael. It'll look like it'll come down to this finish.
That's right, David. Upper Dublin's going to try and do something maybe that we haven't seen before. Wissahickon going to need to play tight D. They're going to need to be able to stop this offensive drive. There are no shot clocks in high school basketball, so Upper Dublin can hold the ball until the last second if they want to. So Wissahickon maybe needs to look to try and make a turnover to get the ball on their offensive side.
Yes, Michael, as we've been saying the whole game, Upper Dublin likes to play a slow tempo offense. That's what they feel most comfortable in. They can take all the time they need here, so if I were to predict the future, I'd predict that Upper Dublin's going to take a lot of time off this clock, if not all the time.
Yep.
Try to get a last-second basket. However, if there is an open basket, they will probably take it, but Wissahickon is going to have to step up here as Johnson and Howard will come back in the game for defensive purposes. So on the court for Wissahickon will be Max Rappaport alongside with Howard, Johnson, Tappan, and Reiner.
Wissahickon needs to watch out, make sure they don't foul on a shot here, giving them foul shots and possibly even the game.
Upper Dublin will be able, Gallagher, Stover, and the other starters. It's a good tip by Rappaport. Will deflect it out of bounds, but Upper Dublin will keep the ball with 20 seconds left on the clock.
Wissahickon playing really tight D there. Max Rappaport actually almost got his hand on the ball earlier this possession. He was able to tip it out of bounds there. Upper Dublin ball with 20 seconds remaining.
Stover will get the ball at the top of the key. Holding on to it, trying to take more time off. 15 seconds remaining. Gallagher with the ball. Rappaport covering him, looks to drive. Pick by Dare will go, or the give and go will be fouled and miss the basket, but 2 foul shots will be awaiting for the 6'5" senior. 7.8 seconds remaining on the clock. And Michael, that was a perfectly played design play right there for Upper Dublin. Not much Wissahickon could have done about it. You have to hope for the best here at the foul line.
Hope he misses both of these shots, or if he makes one, Wissahickon going to need to get down the court in 8 seconds to make a shot.
All the pressure on the senior, number 12. Wissahickon getting loud to try to distract him, and the first foul shot will be short as the crowd erupts. Howard and Johnson will come out of the game as their defensive skills have been done. Howard looks to be disappointed as he slams the bench as he created the foul, but there was not much he could have done right there. Ford and Gelman will come back in the game, so now all 10 starters for each side will be in for these final 8 seconds. The crowd will get even louder.
Wissahickon fans being as loud as they can right now.
And he misses the second one, and recovered by Tappan, who immediately calls a timeout. 5.9 seconds remaining. This crowd is electric.
That is right, David. The fans are going crazy. Wissahickon with about 6 seconds to go to put up a shot and get the big W against Upper Dublin. Rivalry night right here at Wissahickon.
Mr. Wilson, as we were saying earlier, terrific coach trying to draw up one of his best plays for Wissahickon, I'm sure.
It needs to be a quick play, too. It can't be a slow play like Upper Dublin usually does. It needs to be a quick play. There's only 5.9 seconds to get off a shot.
I have a feeling Gelman's going to get the ball. Knowing him, he may try to take the game-winning three, or the game-winning shot in general. It doesn't have to be a three since it's a tie game. Also, probably try to look out for Reiner and Marlon Johnson, not Marlon Johnson, Shane Ford, who've been very hot and have probably been the 2 best players so far this game for Wissahickon. Yep. Also, Alex Tappan has started to come to life this quarter as he's hit a couple threes. So really could come down to any one of these players, which makes Wissahickon such a good team, such young, strong talent.
Yep.
And they don't need to have a strongest player. It's all very evened out as talented. They'll have to bring the ball from behind the court as Upper Dublin will do a full court press to try to prevent Wissahickon from getting the ball down court.
Zach Reiner's going to pass the ball in for Wissahickon.
Here come the most intense 6 seconds of the game. Reiner passing the ball in, gives it to Rappaport. Drive down the court, 4 seconds, 3. He will try to take the layup. No foul called, and we are heading for overtime.
Rappaport tries to get a last-second layup off there. The ball bounces against the rim a couple times, but goes out. It is 46-46 at the end of the 4th quarter as we head into overtime.
Michael, I think the refs right there may have gone a little whistle shy right there. I think that probably should have been, that was pretty good defense by Upper Dublin, but I think that should have been a foul called right there by Max Rappaport. I think they didn't want to blow the whistle because they didn't want to risk it. They didn't want the game to end and maybe some controversy.
Yep.
But Michael, I think Max Rappaport should be standing at the foul line right there for 2 shots. But I guess since it wasn't called, you have to give credit to Upper Dublin big men for coming up with terrific defense right there.
That was great defense by Upper Dublin. May have been a little contact on the play on Max Rappaport, but the refs didn't call it, so we're not going to say it happened. So great defense right there by Upper Dublin to send this game into overtime.
All starters will come out for both sides. Overtime's different from regular quarters as it will be a 4-minute period. And as overtime works with most sports, whoever has the lead when the 4 minutes expire will win the game, and if it's tied, then we will keep going until a team wins. Ford and Dare going for the tip-off, and welcome to the 5th quarter.
Wissahickon fans on their feet are ecstatic right now. Upper Dublin taking their time, as they have done so far.
Abel trying to set the offense, as Barrett will take the deep 3 and airballs it. I'm not sure what he was thinking right there. Tappan will get the rebound.
You said you're not sure what he's thinking right there. I think he was thinking that he was Steph Curry for a couple seconds shooting that deep 3, but it did not go in. Now Wissahickon ball with Gelman bringing it up, taking his time.
Reiner will have the ball at the 3-point line. Off-ball play going around as Ford will go down the corner. Reiner stops his dribble, looking for someone to pass to, and it will go to Rappaport. Rappaport trying to drive, gives it a Ford, back out to Gelman, who will take the 3, and it is off. From my angle, that looked like it was going in, but it was just a little short. The crowd would have gone crazy right there if he was able to make that. Gallagher with the ball, trying to put the moves on. Good pick by Dare. Abel with the ball at the top of the key. Gives it out to Barrett, who will drive once again. Gives it to Stover, who fakes it. And double team on Stover, but he'll shoot it anyway. And terrific defense. Great help right there by Tappan, trying to help out for the star athlete. But a poor pass right there by Tappan. Upper Dublin will get the ball back. Going on the fast break. Barrett fakes the 3, will now drive. Little Steph Curry layup. Maybe you're right, Michael, as he thinks he's Steph Curry, but misses it. Reiner comes up with the rebound and will bring the ball up. Wilson trying to call out a play. Gelman will take the ball at the top of the key. Halfway through overtime as the final 2 minutes are remaining. No baskets have been made yet. Still tie game at 46 apiece.
We're halfway through this final period of play, 5th period.
Ford drives on Dare, takes the basket, and will get the foul called on him as he will go to the line.
Great ball movement by Wissahickon. The passing was pretty good, moving the ball around. They were taking their time, looking for the good shot. And he got off the good shot and got fouled on the play. And now he's going to shoot 2 at the line.
It's his first basket as bench will come in for both teams. Misses the first. Goff will come in for Barrett for Upper Dublin, and Michael Howard will come in for Zach Gelman. Ford will try to take his second. He will now attempt his second basket to try to get the first points of overtime. He will miss it. Oh, he makes the shot, but it's waved off actually because he stepped in front of the foul line. I could see that from up here, Michael. He carried his momentum, and after the shot came in front of the foul line, which you're not allowed to do. So it will remain a tie game. Upper Dublin will take the ball up. It's a full court press by Rappaport, Howard, and Reiner. 1:38 remaining. Abel takes the ball up, and now Upper Dublin will set up. Stover with the ball, trying to get in post position. Think he wants this isolation. We'll give it back. Waiting even longer is Upper Dublin. They can take all the time they need. Rappaport on Gallagher. Gallagher now trying to drive, but gives it to Stover. Stover wants Reiner. Swinging the ball. 1:07 remaining as Upper Dublin has taken off 40 seconds alone. I think they're trying to take off as much time as they need, Michael, but now Gallagher will drive and get fouled and will now go to the line.
Upper Dublin just trying to take time off the clock, hoping to get a shot there to take the lead. Passing it around, trying to get an open shot, and they just couldn't find one. Great defense by Wissahickon, but they found it, and sent number 21 Gallagher to the line, shooting 2.
Alex Tappan motions to the Wissahickon crowd, get loud. Try to prevent this basket as Gallagher won't miss his first. Still no points scored for either team in the first overtime. Now checking back in will be the 2 starters for Wissahickon as Gelman and Ford come back in. Gallagher now trying for the second foul shot. And airballs the second, so Wissahickon will get the ball back.
The Wissahickon fans chanting airball. They're all on their feet now, all electric. Insane hype right now for Wissahickon as they call a timeout on the play.
So both teams will huddle up, try to get their breath back. Michael, 56.2 seconds remaining. This game has been back and forth the whole duration. And now no points have been scored this overtime.
It's been a tight game all throughout this game from beginning to now. It's been a close game, back and forth like you said. It's gone right down to the wire. Very energetic, very fun game to watch.
Michael, very quickly, what is your prediction for what will happen?
Well, Wissahickon's going to win. We're the #1 school in the state. Of course we're going to win.
Like that motivation. And
yeah.
as I was saying earlier, it's been kind of an off year for Wissahickon sports so far, which is why so many people are here for basketball, trying to root for the best for their team. But not just Wissahickon, it's been the city of Philadelphia in general for professional sports. Very off year, one of the worst years in city history. That's why both teams find this so intense. They want a winner, and they wanted to be their basketball team.
They can't sit at home and watch the 76ers and root for them because they only have 4 wins so far this season, so they're going to root for their high school team, Wissahickon.
Reiner will hold on to the ball, and Michael, I think they want to hold on for the last shot. They're going to want to hold on to the ball for this whole 50 seconds. Now 34 remaining. Gelman will have the ball, backing himself into the corner. Now gives it to Reiner. They will hold the ball, Michael, I think, until there's very little time on the clock, and that's when they'll start to do something as
well, they're definitely going to try and hold the ball for
press.
as long as they can, run out the clock.
17 seconds remaining. Sorry, go on.
Jinx. No, that's all I was going to say.
And now Wilson will call a timeout again. And Michael, I think that's just what Wissahickon wanted right there, and I think that's all they were planning to do. Just hold on to the ball, try to take it down. I don't think they were even planning to do anything else besides that, just besides hold on to the ball, run down the clock.
They took off a solid 30 seconds off the clock right there, just dribbling around and passing around. And now with 12.7 seconds to go, Wilson calls a timeout, drawing up a play for the Trojans, and they're going to try and get a basket in before this overtime ends.
So now Mr. Wilson is probably calling up another one of his plays, as Upper Dublin is just trying to stop them on defense.
Yeah, that's right, David. Upper Dublin's going to be playing the tightest D they've ever played in their careers probably right now. They want to stop Wissahickon from scoring, get a turnover so they can try and score on offense to win this game. So let's see what these next 12.7 seconds have in store for us.
Let's go, Michael. You can't make stories like this. You can only see these in these types of rivalry games.
Yep.
Michael, they don't pay us enough to do these overtime, maybe even double overtime games. Well, actually, they don't pay us at all to do this.
That would be correct.
Let's see if they can do it now as they pass the ball back. Gelman will bring the ball. 10 seconds remaining. Gelman dribbling the ball around, trying to look for someone, and it's deflected. And Upper Dublin will get the ball, and a timeout is called with 2.4 seconds remaining. Michael, not good handling right there by Gelman.
No, it is not. Gelman dribbling around. He picked up the ball, trying to look for one of his teammates to get open. No one was able to get open, so he made a risky pass to Rappaport, and the risk failed. The ball did get stolen by Upper Dublin.
2.4 seconds remaining, so Upper Dublin will have very little time, not to mention they'll have to go all the way across the court, so Wissahickon will probably do a half-court or a full-court press.
Yep.
So unless anything magical happens, looks like we'll be going into the second overtime without any points being scored in the first overtime.
Normally the game going this long, I would probably get tired, but I'm not tired at all. This has been such an exciting game. My hairs are sticking up, David. It's so exciting, so intense, so energetic. And you can tell it by the fans there on their feet cheering for their teams. It's just been an amazing game so far, down to the wire. 2.4 seconds left in the first overtime period. As both teams come back on the court, Marlon Johnson has checked in for Wissahickon. Number 34, the sophomore.
Here they go. It's off, but no good. And yes, we will head in to a second overtime.
Shot right there by Abel, passed it in, dribbled up the court, and took the deep lunging three. But he missed, so we're going to be going into double overtime.
Michael, it's been all defense so far, as no points were scored right there in that overtime. What do you think is going to have to happen for either team to pull away in the second overtime?
They're just going to need to draw more plays, maybe try not to waste so much time so they're able to move the ball around and get the ball in the bucket to be able to put some points up on the board. Like as you said, no points were scored in that overtime right there at the end of the fourth quarter. It was 46-46, and at the end of first overtime, it's still 46-46. Unbelievable defense has been being played by both of these teams. And I'm excited to see what's in store for the second overtime, David. How about you?
I can't wait either, Michael. This is going to be intense.
Yes, it will, David. Yes, it will.
Here we go. All the starters will come back on the court to start this double overtime. 46-46 is the score. Upper Dublin Cardinals of Fort Washington versus Wissahickon Trojans of Ambler. Another tip-off will take place, and it will be a 4-minute overtime once again. And Upper Dublin will win the tip-off. But now they'll call a double dribble on the play on Stover as he picked up the ball. Carried the ball over. And now it'll be Wissahickon's ball.
That's right, David. He jumped when he got the balls in his hands and landed down, and they called him on that foul right away. And now it's Wissahickons' ball to start this second overtime period.
Rappaport with a quick three, and it is off. As Upper Dublin will now get the ball back 15 minutes in to the second overtime.
Rappaport right there just trying to get some quick points up on the board to get out to an early lead in this second overtime. As like we said earlier, no points were scored in the first overtime period.
No foul called on Barrett as he misses the drive. Stolen and now recovered by Zach Elman, who will bring the ball up. Slowing the tempo now as I think, Michael, all 5 of these starters for each team, so 10 total, have been playing a very long time now. I think starting to get the wind knocked out of them. And now as I say that, Reiner will score the first points of either overtime period. It's been over 5 minutes since any points have been scored, as now Wissahickon has the lead, but as I was saying, you can tell the tempo has been slowed dramatically by both teams, as I think all players are starting to run low on energy.
I think not only they're getting a little winded, but they're also trying to run the clock out a little.
The foul will be called, and Stover will head to the line for 2 more.
There's 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in this second overtime here at the Wissahickon Trojan Dome.
So fans get loud. And the first basket is off as Alexander Tappan fist pumps in the air. As he's starting to get excited, hoping his team can hold on to this.
You saw Zach Gelman earlier, number 11, throwing up his hands, getting this Wissahickon crowd to be loud.
As he makes the second attempt. First free throw made in a very long time for Upper Dublin. One of the reasons this game's gone into overtime, they've been struggling at the line.
That's the first point scored by Upper Dublin in a while. They didn't score at all in the first overtime.
Very
They
good
didn't score
point.
at all in the first 2 minutes, or excuse me, 1 minute of the second overtime.
Wissahickon now swinging the ball around the top of the key.
Taking their time.
Gives it to Rappaport. Movement by Wissahickon to slow things up. Ford will be open for the three, and it is off. So that could have been huge for Wissahickon, giving them a 4-point lead with only 2 minutes remaining.
Wissahickon just needs to stop them on defense right here, keep the lead. 1 point game with about 1 minute 50 seconds to go.
Now Upper Dublin's trying to slow the ball up, trying to regain the lead on this possession. Barrett will drive once again, out to Abel, fakes a three, drives, little put up, and it is off, but recovered by Gallagher. Basket will not count, but it will be a blocking foul on Shane Ford. However, that is Wissahicon's 7th foul. And it'll put them in the it'll put Upper Dublin in the bonus. Actually, no, excuse me, there's not a bonus, but they'll say it's a shooting foul, but he didn't get it off yet.
Gallagher goes to the line to shoot 2.
It's a 1-and-1, so actually there is a bonus, but misses the first shot. And now with 86 seconds remaining, there's some math skills right there. Wissahickon will try to slow it down even more. Fans getting intense. Abel with good defense on Gelman. Slowing it up even more. Now Reiner with the ball. This ball poked away, but regains it. Ford with the ball. Fakes the handoff to Gelman. Now gives it to Reiner once again. 60 seconds remaining. Wissahickon with the 1-point lead. He will drive and is fouled and will head to the line to try to extend the lead with 0.5 remaining.
Triple fives right here. Hopefully that's good luck for Wissahickon to drain both of these free throws that 42 Zach Reiner is shooting. It's a shame he got fouled because Max Rappaport was able to put the layup right back up after he missed the layup.
First foul shot will be missed by Reiner. Not happy about that. The defensive subs will come in again.
Marlon
Howard
Johnson
will
checks
come
in for Wissahickon.
And Reiner will make a second, making it a 2-point game for the Trojans. Stover will bring the ball up. Within the final minute, and it's something that's been lacking a while in this game, Michael, a lead. And Wissahickon now has it, but not for long as Stover drives, gets the way up to tie it. 36 seconds remaining, all tied up at 49 apiece. And Wilson will call a timeout for the Trojans.
I think right here he's going to do exactly what he did last time. He's going to run the clock for about 10 seconds, and he's either going to call a timeout, or 10 or 20 seconds actually. He's going to either call a timeout or he's going to just have the players start hustling when there's about 15 seconds to go.
However, Michael, since they already did that, let's see if Upper Dublin tries to come up with the defense and put pressure on Wissahickon to try to stop them from draining the clock and try to get Upper Dublin the ball back.
That's
Michael,
right.
such an intense game, and
Oh, yeah.
it'll come, and whatever happens, it'll definitely come down the wire, whether it happens here, whether it happens in triple overtime, whether it happens in 4 overtimes, whether we're here until the clock strikes midnight. Let's see if you can earn the glass slipper in this battle.
I hope we don't stay here until midnight. I just had a hard week at school, had a couple tests. I want to go home. This has been a pretty exciting game. Really makes it worth it to wait out this week for this rivalry match, Wissahickon versus Upper Dublin. As Wissahickon will get the ball with 34.3 seconds to go. Reiner looking to pass it in to number 11, Gelman. Just watch Upper Dublin right here is going to maybe try and play tight defense to try and cause a turnover so they can get the ball in offense and get the lead.
Slowing it up again, and looks like Upper Dublin actually isn't doing anything, except now, as I say that, Gallagher trying to put some defense on. 15 seconds. It looks like Upper Wissahickon will try to hold it. Wilson will call a timeout, and they will do exactly what you said, Michael, and it will be the same thing as before. Now 10.4 seconds remaining. Michael, what do you think Wissahickon's going to do here to try to win the game?
I don't know what Wissahickon's going to try and do here, David. Maybe some special, unique play that Coach Wilson will come up with. But all I can say is I'm looking forward to the next 10.4 seconds to see what happens.
Yeah, Michael, I don't know what's been going on with this Wissahickon diet, but recently they've been chewing a lot of clock, as they've drained the clock tremendously in this overtime, the overtime before, and even in the fourth quarter to try to put the game in their hands instead of Upper Dublin's.
I guess we're about to find out if that's a healthy eating diet or not for Wissahickon.
A lot of pressure on Gelman as he'll have to get the ball behind backcourt. 8 seconds remaining. Let's see if Wissahickon can come up with the win here if we'll head into triple overtime. Gelman drives, loses the ball, and it is Upper Dublin ball. Gelman again with the turnover when it came down to it. 1.8 seconds remaining, and Upper Dublin will call a timeout.
That's almost exactly what happened at the end of the first overtime, David. Gelman tried to drive, and then he picked up the ball, passed it to Max Rappaport, and went out of bounds. And right then and there, he tried to drive on 2 or 3 big men, and he lost the ball, and it went out of bounds. So 2 turnovers by Gelman, probably where it mattered most, David. Now Upper Dublin has 1.8 seconds to try and get a bucket right here and go home with a victory.
Here come the Cardinals. However, once again, they'll have to take the ball all the way from back there. I don't see
On the other side of the court.
pretty much any way that they can get a basket here. So triple overtime it will most likely be.
They need
unless
a miracle to be able
happens.
to score
Go
right
down
now.
the court and is deflected by Tappan. Just what you wanted right there. Just to try to run out some clock. And in fact, we will head into triple overtime, Michael.
That's right, David. Only 3 points scored in either of the overtime periods. We're going to triple overtime. I don't know about you, David, but I don't think I've ever seen a basketball, especially a high school basketball game like this in my life. This is really exciting, really close, really down to the wire, intense basketball, great defense by both teams, giving it all they have. As the third overtime period will start shortly.
Now we will remain with the 4-minute periods. So both teams will come out of their respective timeouts.
Both of these teams really want this victory. They really want to be able to get the W on their standings. They both really want to beat the other team because this is a huge rivalry game. So no one on either team actually is giving up. Everyone's giving it 100 as we go for tip-off. And Upper Dublin comes up with the ball. Gallagher got it.
And Barrett will be fouled quickly into this overtime, putting him at the line, trying to give Upper Dublin their first lead since the fourth quarter.
Upper Dublin in overtime has only been able to make one of their free throws, and we'll see what happens here. Makes the first free throw, to put Upper Dublin up by 1. And he drains the second. 2-point game, 51-49. Upper Dublin with the lead. 10 seconds into the third overtime.
Reiner with the ball. 2-point lead for Upper Dublin. slowing things up. Give it back out to Gelman. 3:26 remaining on the clock. About 40 seconds into the third overtime. Gives it a forward, but tipped. Picked up by Rappaport for the three. In and out of the basket. Wissahickon will remain with the ball as Stover steps out of bounds.
Great ball movement by Wissahickon, trying to find the open man, trying to get a play. The ball is tipped to Max Rappaport, who just so happened to be open in three-pointer, and the ball swirled around the rim.
Ford will be open and takes the three, but it is off once again. Very close three. Can't catch a break right here.
No, they cannot. Wissahickon just barely missing 2 threes in a row right there as a pom-pom goes on the court at the other end.
Stover will take the ball, pick set by Dare, probably looking to drive, which he will. Double covered, miss. Dare will go up. He will be fouled.
The shot
will go to the line for 2 more.
He made the layup, but the shot does not count. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2. Durr. Wissahickon fans getting loud.
Here comes Dare. Misses it, and on the 1-and-1 tap and will get the rebound. Wissahickon will get the ball. Bringing it up once again is Gelman. And slowing the ball up. A lot of picks being set as ball fumbled a little, but recovered by Gelman. Swinging it around. Reiner thinking about the three, but stops. Gives it a forward, fakes the three, drives. Does not get the foul called. It will be a block by Dare, who's hustling down the court. Trying to get the ball. Barrett will drive, miss. He will miss the... And it'll say it's off tapping. I think that's a poor call again. I think that was tipped off by Barrett, Michael.
Well, either way, Wissahickon fans are furious at the call as Upper Dublin calls a timeout.
Yeah, we have a very good angle from up here, Michael, and it was close, but I think it was the momentum from Barrett hitting the ball last that put that out of bounds. Nonetheless, we will have to deal with the consequences and hope we can stop them here. 2:15 remaining, Upper Dublin up, 51-49. Michael, what are your thoughts on this third, or yeah, we are starting to lose track, the third overtime so far?
Well, a lot has been going on. It's just a really fun game to watch, really interesting, really great defense from both teams. It's just, wow. Really all I can say right now is wow. I've never seen a game like this. So intense all the way into the third overtime, excuse me. As both teams come back on the court. Marlon Johnson checks in for Wissahickon, number 34, the sophomore. I remember being back in 7th grade with him. We sat at the same social studies table. Just a little Michael Ash fun fact right there for you.
Gallagher passing in the ball, and we'll give it to Abel, excuse me, not the fruit.
Wissahickon playing tight defense. Upper Dublin just passing the ball around, dribbling a little. Looks like they're trying to waste time on the clock. 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, now with Upper Dublin in control, looks like they're going to try to do what Wissahickon did. But now Wissahickon trying not to take it, putting a lot of pressure on this Upper Dublin offense, trying to force them to do something and not run out the clock. As Gallagher gets both of the players.
Almost an up and down right there by Gallagher.
1:40 remaining.
Pass off.
Third overtime.
In time.
Remember, if Upper Dublin wanted to and if they were able to, they could hold on to the ball for the remaining 90 seconds and end it. Eventually, if they keep doing this, Wissahickon is going to have to do something. Gallagher driving, gives it a Dare. Look out for options. Almost caught by Tappan. Unfortunately not. Stover driving, but Barrett will take the three. And it is off, but recovered by Gallagher, and that is not what Wissahickon needed right there.
No,
they needed to get a board.
They needed to get that rebound right there to put them back on offense, try and tie up or get a lead. And with a minute to go in the third quarter, Upper Dublin still has the ball, just passing around, letting time go by.
Trying to drive by is Barrett, and a foul will be called on Howard.
Wissahickon had to do something there. Too much time was going off the clock. They needed to do something so they could have a chance to put up some points and tie the game again.
And since that is Wissahickon's 10th foul, he will be shooting 2 baskets here. It won't be a 1-and-1. As Ford and Gelman look to come back in the game for Howard and Marlon Johnson as they need some offense. First foul shot is made by Barrett, increasing the lead to 3. And he'll make the second one.
It's now a 2-possession game, 4 points, 53-49. Upper Dublin's winning.
Michael, that's not what Wissahickon needed right there.
No, that is not. But I honestly don't think there was anything else they could do but foul.
Reiner with the 3, and he makes it just when you think they're out. He puts them right back in it.
And Upper Dublin calls a quick timeout. 42.3 seconds to go. Upper Dublin, their 4-point lead cut down to 1 with that amazing 3-pointer right there by sophomore Zach Reiner.
Now Wissahickon once again continuing that he's a freshman chant, even though, like Rappaport, Reiner is actually a sophomore. But Michael, that is what Wissahickon needed. It's been a while since they've been able to put up 4 points, let alone in a minute. I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to do it, and now only down by 1, 42.3 seconds remaining. Wissahickon's right back in it. However, they need to stop Upper Dublin here and put a lot of pressure on them to make sure they can't run it out.
That's right, David. Upper Dublin is probably going to look to do exactly what Wissahickon did in the last 2 overtimes, just run out the clock and then maybe try and do something at the last second. They don't really need to do something at the last second because they already have the lead, so maybe just look to watch them run out the clock. Wissahickon might be forced to have to foul again. We'll see what happens. Marlon Johnson checks back in for Wissahickon. Upper Dublin's ball with 42.3 seconds to go in the third, yep, that's right, third overtime. 53-52, Upper Dublin winning. Pass almost tipped by Max Rappaport on that play, but it was caught by Gallagher.
Wissahickon will foul Stover on the play, putting him to the free throw line for 2 more shots. 34.8 remaining in the third overtime.
Wissahickon fans taunting Upper Dublin.
As Stover, the quarterback, but now power forward, will go to the line as the fans get loud. Makes the first free throw. He hasn't been so great from the foul line so far in the game, but that's when he was most needed, and makes the first one and make it a 2-point game.
That's right, David.
And he will make the second and make it a 3-point game. Still only 1 possession game.
Yep, Wissahickon now, though, needs another 3 to be able to tie it up. If they get 2 here, it'll be pointless, honestly.
30 seconds remaining. Reiner with the pick. Doesn't do anything. 20 seconds remaining. Reiner trying to put up the 3, but contested by Stover. Gelman now driving. Picked up the ball, gives it to Tappan. Ford asking for the ball, but they can't make the across the court pass. 10 seconds remaining. Trying to draw the foul is Reiner, but he cannot. And that will be a foul on Ford. And Michael, that will probably do it.
That will probably do it, although we can't count Wissahickon out just yet. Crazier things have happened in sports. With 3 seconds to go, Upper Dublin is going to shoot their 2 foul shots, and if they make 1 right here, then the game is more than over. Gallagher steps up to the line. Wissahickon and Upper Dublin fans leaving right now.
And it is in, and yep, that should do it. Upper Dublin will get their 2nd straight win while ending Wissahickon's streak of 3 straight wins. Increase Upper Dublin's record to 3-7, and Wissahickon will fall to 5-7 and will not be able to reach 500. Actually, an amazing basket right there by Gelman. However, it will not mean anything. But I guess a good way to end this game if you needed it, as it'll make it
Yep.
a 2-point game.
Although we did get the loss, it ended on a high note right there. Great shot right there. Half-court shot, drained it.
And as we come back up to our corner of the Trojan Dome for a final time, final score Upper Dublin Cardinals 57, Wissahickon Trojans 55. Michael, we were here longer than expected. Even though it was a loss for Wissahickon, what did you take out of this triple overtime thriller?
This was just an amazing game. Really close game down to the third overtime. Upper Dublin was just able to pull out with the win at the end. Very exciting, very fun to watch. Very good basketball played by both teams.
A very tight game, and as we've been saying, this is what rivalry games are all about.
Yep.
And this will go down in the history books for these two schools that have such a heated rivalry, great traditions, two great schools. Unfortunately for us, it will go in Upper Dublin's favor as they improve to 3-7, and Wissahickon, their losing streak or their winning streak will come to an end as they are now 5-7. Hopefully they can come back with a win next time out. And for everyone out there, we hope to see you next time. Good night.